In this demo, I'm going to cover video editing by combining the timeline with the node editor and Livekeys. As an example, I'm going to split the video in 3 sections and show them in succession. This is how it will look like. To start, I'm going to open an empty folder on my hard drive. This is where I will create a new project file, which I will call main. I'm going to switch to the node editor from the command menu so that I can work with nodes. I'm also going to add the timeline and LCV core plugins. I can now add the timeline node by double-clicking on the node surface. I will leave it with the default FPS and length values. I also need to add the video surface, which is used to display the video that comes out of the timeline. I'm going to create an HD surface. I will need to add 3 video tracks for the video, one for each section I want to display on the surface. To view the surface, I need to add the video surface view node. The node needs to connect to the timeline, so I'm going to drag a connection from the timeline node to the timeline property of the video surface view. To add the video, I'm going to click on the options icon for one of the tracks and click on Add Video. I can now view it on the video surface view node. For the final result, the segment will need to be cropped as I only want to use the bottom side of its frame. To crop the segment, I'm going to right-click on it and then click on Create Filter using Nodes. Livekeys will create a new file in this project where I can use the node editor to modify the display of the segment. The new file is now open on the right side. There are 2 nodes here, and they control the way each frame in the video is displayed. The first node represents the frame captured from the segment, which is then copied directly into the second node, which sends it to the video surface. I can intercept this by placing a transform image node in between. In this node, I'm going to resize the frame by making room for borders, and I'm going to crop the frame since I only want to use the bottom third. Now, each frame in the video goes through the transform image node, which in turn resizes and crops the image before it ends up on the video surface. The last thing left is to move the image at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to use a pad node for that. I want to position the image about 2/3 from the top. I also want to give it a bit of border on the left side. With that, the bottom section of the video is now in place. I will need to do the same for the middle and top sections. I'm going to fast forward this part as I will be repeating the same steps. Now that I have all 3 parts added, I can move the segments around in the timeline so they appear at different timestamps. When I'm ready, I can record the video from here. So this was a quick introduction into the timeline editor and Livekeys, and how to use nodes to add filters to each video segment. In the next demos, I'm going to focus on automating parts of this process. Thank you for watching.